Hello my friends, it's Lesko here, and today I got a knife review for you. And today I will be reviewing a knife that was also one of my Grail knives, but I recommended it to my friend and he already bought it, so I'm looking for another one. But he borrowed this knife to me for review and I also sharpened it for him. And the name of this beautiful blade is Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2. This is the version 2 with a slightly longer blade, slightly longer handle, refined ergonomics and easier access to the really strong liner lock. Okay, first let's start with the specs. The blade length is 92 millimeters with actual cutting edge of 87 or 87.5 millimeters with this beautiful sharpening choil and really high hollow grind with excellent edge geometry. It's super thin behind the edge, and I heard that the CPM M4 can take this. It's a drop point. It's a drop point design with a swedge on the upper side of the blade, so we get to a really fine tip. But actually, this is not a fragile tip, as you can see per se. The geometry is just right. And there we got the standard lanyard hole. This one is not oversized. Satin finish and a little bit of jimping. This is a functional jimping that won't rip your fingers, and it doesn't hurt when you are doing like really pushing into the jimping. It's really okay and no problem with this jimping. The handle length is really generous actually. It's 12 centimeters, so 120 millimeters, with those gorgeous carbon fiber laminate scales. I don't mind the laminate. The reason why I like it is that I think that it's just from pure performance standpoint, because I think they are making laminate not because it's cheaper, but because the G10 is nearly indestructible in these ways, and when you hit the corners it won't split like a carbon fiber can do. So I think that this was the main reason to make laminate. They are not flush with the liners, stainless steel liners. There is a little bit of ramp, but we get to this later. It's open pillar construction with 3 standoffs, and the liners are a bit skeletonized, so the weight is 123 grams, which is not featherweight, but not obtrusive in many ways. Guys, but what do you want? It's a big blade, it's a big handle, it's a big blade, it's a big knife, so I think that they did excellent job with having weight like this. There is a 4-position pocket clip holes. This one is right side tip up carry with a blackened clip that already shows a little wear, but not way too much. It's okay, you can always change it for some kind of lowrider or aftermarket pocket clips if you want to further customize your knife, so I don't see problem in this. But let's talk a bit about the liner lock, because there have been some feuds on the internet saying that liner lock is too weak and what's the best lock for a folding knife. Guys, you know what? I don't mind carrying a slip joint for a knife, because usually I carry knife for cutting, and when you're cutting you're doing motion like this, okay, this, or you're doing push cutting, you are going, blade is going further from you, or you take the material and you pull the material against you. So how you gonna close the blade when you are using the knife wisely? So I don't think that liner lock is a bad lock, and especially on this one, made in Taichung, Taiwan. I mean, this one, it will certainly hurt your finger just a bit when you pull it, but it's no problem to pull it to close the knife. And it's really, it snaps with authority. So, and there's absolutely no up and down and side to side blade play, and I try really hard. Okay, so I don't think that liner lock is a bad mechanism, and this one is, it's like hidden in here. There's no too much sticking out, so it's comfortable to hold in that area, and you won't accidentally close the knife, either right or left-handed. This is a cutting machine. I was sharpening this knife, and I realized that wet dry sandpapers weren't enough in higher grits, so I ended up taking this to a diamond stone and put there around, it was I think 800 grit, which is not the highest grit, but then I stropped it, and I must say that overall I really like the results. Just a little bit of toothy edge, like I like on hard carbide steels, and this one is it's a beast to sharpen if you don't have the diamond stones or really quality stones. The wet dry sandpaper, I don't think it will work at all in a higher grades, or if so, it will take a really long time, because I used 2500 and it was really smooth, but the overall feel was like, okay, knife wasn't that sharp, it was just sliding, no bite. This one is really bitey, but overall it don't feel like a super toothy. It's sticky. It's sticky sharp. And like I said, the geometry is great. It slices through thing like nothing. So yeah, here you can see, no problem. The thing is that like I said in the start of the video, this was like my grail knife, and it kinda still is. I really like it. But when I first got it in my hand, guys, I realized that, okay, this is a really big one. I like big knives, but for EDC roll, now I'm more into more compact knives, like let's say Enzo Berg 75, which I think it's really great. It's got 10 centimeters handle, which will fill my M size hands perfectly, and the blade length around 73 millimeters, which is good for most EDC tasks, and CPM S30V steel, that it's easier to sharpen than this, and the edge retention is really great, I think. But nothing wrong with M4. Don't get confused, this is a really great steel that is non-corrosion resistant, but it will hold its edge perfectly, and it's a total bitch to sharpen, let's be honest, if you don't have specialized equipment. The ergonomics of this guy are very good. They are not perfect, as I realized, but they are really good. Either if you do this kind of grip, when you put the thumb for control, maybe for long, deep pulling cuts, it's okay. And then you can also really choke up on a blade like this, so you can have the edge near your fingers, so you can put very good leverage and distribute really good force, so you can do some power cutting. And this deep hollow grind will certainly help you to go through material and to separate things. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to bought this knife, because I'm not too much into hollow grinds, but in this razor like style, I think, whew, guys, this is pure performance. Also, this is not perfectly flush, so it may sometimes feel just a little bit uncomfortable, but I think it's great overall. And maybe the reasoning was that when you are doing some kind of twisting, it will bite into your hand just a little bit. It's not uncomfortable per se, and you have still great control, and the knife is not sliding. I tried whittling hardwood, softwood with this when I was in the woods with my friend. That was probably all I tried. I didn't try food, nothing. I just tried wood, and for that roll, it was actually really good. Scandi grind is great, convex grind is great, and this one was probably the first hollow grind I really liked when working with wood. This is a really gorgeous knife that looks great. It's like a really big gentleman's folder with the heart of a worker, the heart of a beast. The performance is it's perfect. Only thing that I would change about this knife is probably that there is a very slight recurve on this section. Just it's actually barely noticeable, but it's visible by naked eye. And I will remove this. I will just put a straight edge there and this great belly with this perfect tip. So guys, if you are looking for a high performance cutter that looks good and it's a little bit on a bigger side with good ergonomics, the exotic non-stainless steel that it's a bitch to sharpen but hold its edge great, and you want to hear that wow from people when you pull the knife out, this could be it. The Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2, which is also fairly reasonable price from $130 to $150 a piece. I think that this is a great deal because Taichung Taiwan plant is doing some really quality work, and it's clearly visible on this model. Fit and finish great, absolutely no blade plate vertically or horizontally. Edge geometry is perfect. The machining is really great. There are absolutely no design flaws in this. So guys, feel free to comment about this knife. Feel free to have questions if you got ones, and as usual, see you soon with my next video. Bye bye. Ahoy.